I'd like to talk to you tonight about Marcus Garvey. Forgive me, I don't really want to talk too loud. I got people sleeping around me. I am honored to come from a country where that man comes from. I just watched a documentary and I post this as a video response to the documentary, and I encourage you to watch it. But to make a long story short, I want to talk about Marcus Garvey and just his ability to see what was going on, what went wrong, and what was needed to uplift Africans or blacks in the 1920s. Marcus Garvey in the 1920s, this is before civil rights movement in the 60s, saw that in order for the blacks to be recognized, they need to start making businesses, black owned, ran, operated businesses, and do trade amongst each other. Because if the whites only saw you as second class citizens and only saw you as a bellman or a shoe shine and stuff like that, they're not going to trade with you. So Marcus Garvey started a business called the Black Star Line, and it was owned and operated by blacks. Unfortunately, the Black Star Line didn't succeed due to, I would say, outside malice and outside influence. They had spies. Somebody would run back and spy on Marcus Garvey. The captain of some ships would take money. On top of that, the ships that were sold to Marcus Garvey was way overpriced, and sabotage took place. They tried to mash up the engine. So how could that business succeed? Which I think is completely unfair. And then because of Marcus Garvey's failed ventures, he eventually, due to mail fraud, got locked up and then deported to Jamaica eventually. But what I want to talk about is this. Marcus Garvey understood the power of self-owned businesses, self-owned supported businesses, because in order for the black man to be seen as equal, he would need to have power. And how you got that power was through business. You start a business, you get money, with money come respect, with respect come power. Marcus Garvey understood that, and that's what he was striving for. But his own people sold him out. They sold him out. Watch the documentary, please. And I think that's sad. Now, why do I bring this up? For 2 years, I've been online. I know at times I'd come off as being very sour and very mean and amongst my comedy. I would come off and sound like I have a big chip on my shoulder. But I really don't. I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated because for 2 years, I have met with Jamaican entrepreneurs, Jamaican leaders, Jamaican just people that want to not exploit Jamaica but help the country. A gentleman by the name of Hanson is a very good friend of mine. He has a website called Jamlink. A while back, if anybody remembers me talking about castor oil and the castor oil incentive, the guy has an email network of 90,000 Jamaicans, and not necessarily Jamaicans, but people from the Caribbean, but mostly Jamaicans in his email network. And he tried to sell castor oil to this 90,000, and that castor oil was going to, that you bought, was gonna go back to Jamaica, and it was going to use to fund the castor oil incentive program, and it was going to build up a castor seed, and then they get the oil, and then they use the oil in the Jamaican generators to pump electricity back into the grid to ease their dependence on oil. I'm not saying it was going to be the miracle thing to make us just completely free from the oil, but it's a start, and it's Jamaican owned, it's Jamaican ran. It would have definitely done big things. Out of the 90,000, I think he only managed to sell $200 worth of castor oil at $20 a piece, which means that he didn't sell that much. He didn't sell that much. Myself, I tried ring yard. I know a lot of people don't live in Jamaica or abroad. A lot of people live in Jamaica, so I can understand that they won't buy the phone card. Right? I'm not saying that I want to be rich and I want my pockets fat, because if anybody that knows me, that money is going to do a full circle, because I'm the type of person that look to invest in Jamaica. I'm not going to take my money abroad. If I'm making my name off of Jamaica, you better believe I'm going back to the country. And I mean, it's history repeats itself. If you don't support these Jamaicans that are doing things on behalf of Jamaica to move that country forward, then you have no right to go back to the island and complain how things are looking bad, how the poor people them can't survive and the people them can't eat. You have no right to say that. Right now we're involved in educational programs. I talk to him about once a week to find out how his projects are going. 90,000 Jamaicans. That's powerful. That is powerful. And if you don't think Jamaica can be sold out, you are naive. Give you an example. Red Stripe beer is owned by an American company. Then when Geddes got bought out. Bauxite, yeah, you better believe that we don't own that either. That was bought out too. Tourism is apparently our niche market, because we have free trade now, and we actually import cheaper fruits than what the farmers can produce. So guess what? Farmers are out of a job. The dairy industry is gone to shit. And what else? And oh, by the way, JPS. I believe 70% of JPS is owned by an American company. So when you do a castor oil incentive to pour electricity back in the grid, you are actually helping the country. Look, I don't set the rules. I only play by them. It's a wonderful world that we live in. It really is. And I believe humanity is a lot smarter than we show. And if Jamaica fails, then the whole world fails. I know a lot of economists. And because of my skin color, I am able to be inside to certain information. And I don't want you to be offended. I took offense to this because I went to school in Jamaica. And I know that this is not the case, because I was average in Jamaican schools. A smart man told me, and he's big up in Washington, and I'm not calling anybody's names, said that the black man does not know how to run his country. I didn't say this. This came from a white man high up. So it is imperative that Jamaica succeeds. It is imperative that Africa succeeds. It is imperative that the Caribbean succeeds. And the only way we are going to do this is if we support products and businesses coming out the Caribbean. Out of many people, one people. One love. This is a mad white Jamaican speaking. My 10 minutes of fame is almost up. And please leave a comment. Tell me what you think. I'll be more than happy. I welcome video comments. I will be addressing this issue again. And watch the documentary that this is in response to. I love you guys. And come on, let's make this thing work. I have a whole bunch of people rallying behind me. Not behind me, beside me, in front of me. No, them just a rally with me. Alright, peace. We'll talk later. I'm putting a link to Jamlink on the side, so check that out.